you mentioned, no grumble, and that's one of the things we hear because, the political season it just ended, and, no vote, no grumble.
Even no vote, no grumble.
Yeah, and oh man, the polarity that we've seen on social media, pretty much since, it was the previous election, and then, there's COVID, and then there's another election. So a lot of things built up, a lot of division that was created throughout these last, 4 or 5 years. What is a message that you can share for people who are just, divided and like, oh, you voted for this person, you didn't vote for this person, you support this, you don't support this, and not just with the election, but like anything.
Yes. One, all humans are imperfect. Yeah? So everybody has had mistakes in their past, on a personal, professional level, in, things in their political work and whatnot. At the same time, humans change and humans can evolve if we choose to see it. The hard thing, which is why, I give respect to anybody who chooses to put their, just who they are on the line to actually become a political figure. Because especially, which we're kind of in a spotlight already because of social media, right? If you think back just to the 80s or 90s, or just maybe 10 years ago, a majority of people had no platform to speak on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was through invitations to be interviewed on the news. But now every influencer has basically an independent, his own media company, right? And so to all the people who really choose to go into the community, to serve, but to choose to put themselves out there, I got nothing but respect. But it comes with high responsibility, and it comes with choosing to become a target. Mm-hmm. That's what it is if you become a public servant in our current political landscape. Mm-hmm. Speaking specifically on the presidential election early on this year, which was extremely controversial for a lot of the Lahui, this is when stuff, they, started to get a little bit kickback on me in different ways. But keep it in mind, I've kind of always been involved in politics for maybe the past around 8 years, in and out. When we had introduced, had an introduction to AAP, the Aloha Aina Party, I had the honor of being a spokesperson of the Aloha Aina Party, being in charge of media, being in charge of being able to help the candidates on how to campaign and get positioned correctly. So I've always been involved behind the scenes and really seeing the importance of things in our political landscape and getting involved, and how our kupuna were involved all the time civically. Mm-hmm. They were involved. It didn't matter the space and time of the Hawaiian Kingdom, the space and time pre-statehood. Our kupuna were involved, but it seemed like around statehood and after that, a lot of our people had pulled back of having too much engagement. I believe it's because they had lost hope in the system. But if you lost hope in the system, which I understand, the truth of the matter is the Hawaiian Kingdom is under illegal occupation. Mm-hmm. This is proven. But 8 to 10 years ago, there's not many people who knew that. Mm-hmm. But today, because of social media,
and Keanu Sai's episode,
and Anakala Keanu Sai and his colleagues, and all the kumus and professors who are playing an important role in this, bro. One, mahalo yauko for the good mana, for this hanapono kiakua, it's excellent work. Mm-hmm. That's a part of our Lahui's work. One part, to actually be involved in culture. That's one part. But there is parts of our Lahui that everybody needs to exercise, and you have to find an understanding of where you fit in, yeah? And so with really things in our election today, brother, it's been pretty nuts because of the fact, it's because of Trump, of him being a wild card. Just earlier this year, which I've never really been a big advocate of his work, Trump. Mm-hmm. But his history, the history of his family, I love history. Mm-hmm. And so to understand, his mo'olelo, who he comes from, then you can gain an understanding of why he is the way he is. Mm-hmm. And he has to work on his communication. He has to work on his speeches. He has to work on his team building, on who he brings in, on how he problem solves, yes. But in this election, what he was a big star on is he was a team captain who built a great team around him that I believe everybody could see as the big component of why he won.
Yeah.
From the jump this year, I was an advocate of RFK from the jump. As an independent candidate, because I've always been a big person in history, in the 5th grade American history, just hearing about the Kennedys, and their heart and advocacy of doing things that is right for all people, and also seeing in our landscape now on how the two-party system is crumbling, and how things, being a Democrat and Republican, now actually completely switched. They completely switched. These old kind of influential people who are on the blue side, they all came to the red side.
Like Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, everything is switching. And RFK. He's been a Democrat his entire life. His parents are all Democrats. But he changed, but he went independent first because he didn't believe in the dual-party system, which the dual-party system, is kind of a part of democracy, but it's also the reason why there's heavy polarity. I think there needs 3, in all... in all aspects of our political system, if we have 3 parties, it's an odd number. You're supposed to have odd numbers, not even numbers, Hawaiian. You get even numbers, everybody battling, but get odd number. Now you can be like, okay, who's really gonna make stuff happen?
I wish there was a nonpartisan election where it doesn't matter if you Democrat, Republican, because some people just vote Democrat all the time. Some people just vote Republican all the time. I think Hawaii has always voted for the Democratic presidential candidate for since the 80s.
Since
it's just an
pretty
automatic,
much statehood.
Yeah, it's an automatic thing.
Which is also very interesting, brother, because when actually speaking to people and seeing how the two parties have principles and values, right, in each party, which is potentially a thing that could be a little bit of statement of controversy. But Haron Brada, who told me, in his political analysis, that us as Kanaka inherently are Republican, inherently, and the reason is hand in hand with us as a people being Christianized. So our people are also conservatives. A lot of our people are conservatives. We have a belief in ohana, in community, in aina, in all of those things that seem to be more in alignment to the Republican Party. And Prince Kuhio and Wilcox, they were Republicans, right? And so this is very, very interesting. But the big population of Democrats in Hawaii is the Asian population.
Yeah, that's why I call them the silent Asians.
Yeah.
You don't hear them on social media.
And
you don't know about them. But they're the one voting for Josh Green every single year. All those the governors and the mayoral candidates, but you just don't hear about them because they're not on social media yelling.
They're not on social media, but they have a tendency of being pretty involved in our political elections with the unions and big influence. But I propose this, kako, if we can observe how Hawaii has evolved, or you can even say devolved, in the past 50 years with economic development, the health of our people, the health of our aina. There's been a huge comeback in the past maybe 30 years, yes. But pre-statehood, statehood, and a little bit after statehood, all of this economic development is because of politicians. A huge majority of the seats and it's not a race thing. But if we can observe who is in charge of the state of Hawaii, a majority of it is our Asian population. And we the kupa'aino Hawaii ne. So we need to get involved, which, I give huge honor and shout out to all the Kanakas who are getting involved. Because we are absolutely a generation of change. Yeah. And this is the time where things is able to have an internal revolution to huli things through advocacy and through Kanaka being able to see themselves in the perspective of our ali'i, take leadership position and make change for our people. And this is what all these Kanakas is doing. Especially on this side of Ko'olau Poko, keep up the good work, all of my Kanakas.
Yeah, shout out to Brenton Awa.
Yes, Brenton.
Not too far from here.
And his entire team, They're doing amazing work.
I love seeing it.
Yeah, the Kuhio Republicans, they call themselves.
Yeah, totally.
The Kuhio Republicans. Yeah, you.
No, I love that. I've had... going back to the elections, and then we'll wrap this up and get to the social media questions.
Yes.
It sucks because I had people on both sides. I never either candidate. I like certain things that they were going to do, or the team's better than one side or the other. You guys will have to choose. I'm not going to say. Just take your guess. If I'm left of center or right of center, you don't know.
Yeah.
I stay pretty neutral in these situations.
Yeah, just stay ponno.
I just want to, kind of be the moderator here.
Aye.
But I do like that, the RFK was, what is it called, nominated for the Department of Health.
Yes.
I don't know too much about him. I know he has some controversy as well. But I love that he's in shape.
Yes.
If you look at the current, what's it called? Department of Health.
Yeah.
Chief of Department of Health, whatever.
Yeah, health. Come on.
She is not in shape.
Come on. Yeah.
About 300 pounds. So I don't like that. I like that it's a healthy person.
Yes.
I like that he's pushing healthy living for kids.
He's conscious.
I love that. I am a lot more for less control of the government. I like having more freedom in that. So I do like the stuff that he's pushing out. I know that's what I would say on the on this, and it was cool to see I saw this video of Trump's team, and they made like a little Avengers one. It was like Tosi, Elon, all these celebrities.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
I
think it's gonna be.
I'm not a Trump supporter, so I just want to make that clear. I thought the video was cool.
Yeah.
And how they're building like this super team almost.
Yes.
Like how you do in like NBA or NFL.
Bah.
So from that perspective, I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know enough about politics to be like, this is a good selection. But name recognition in that terms, yes,
it's a coming together of Power Rangers in their own field, and to actually speak of RFK, brother, he in all of the world, because his whole career has actually been an attorney in law, but he's been specializing in environmental law. He cleaned up the whole Hudson River. There was about 8 to 10 years where there was controversy because of big oil spills in the Hudson River. He pushed, and in his career, he has sued the cream of the crop of corporations that control big pharma, big ag, and these huge
Monsanto,
companies,
right?
but big, and won. So he has an understanding of how to do these things. And I had a chance to really speak to RFK in person when he came down here in March. He had a conference over here. He had a rally over here in Hawaii, and I was like, who is doing his opening pule? Who's doing his opening oli? I didn't know. I reached out to his team. Bruh, then it integrated me into this whole ecosystem of Team Kennedy, and how his entire team are phenomenal people who believe in what is right and what is and have eyes to see what is happening in the system and how our system, it's made us all sick. Since 85, he's done huge studies about how there's a correlation with the big spike in autism and vaccines, and which I encourage everybody to just do your guys' research. He's not anti-vax. I'm not anti-vax. Has a time and place for it. But if it's pushed upon you, that's a great mandates. Indicator of an agenda.
Against mandates.
Yeah, bro. If it's pushed against you, right?
Yeah, I'm not for mandates.
And so he's been a huge advocate his entire career in, to push against these heavy mandates on human society, because it is a step towards being in a dictatorship instead of keeping things in democracy, which I appreciate, because as a Kanaka, I understand illegal occupation absolutely is introducing us as our people to introduce a government of the Hawaiian Kingdom. All of that is basically in place already, but what needs to happen is an internal revolution, I feel, is we go into the system and employed it from the inside out to make change, and kind of hand in hand in that to put us in a position to have a transition in the future that is peaceful. Because in current stance, bro, if we do a transition, there's going to be a lot of controversy, although a transition is legally needed to be happened to actually take place. Yeah. And so in that, brother, I'm stoked on what's going to happen in these next 3 to 4 years. It is a roll of a dice.
Totally.
It's been a roll of a dice. But it didn't matter if it was Harris or Trump.
Yeah.
it was going to be a roll of a dice. But I feel that people are more on Trump's side because he's not politically correct and he's not a politician. And but you could say he's kind of a crook in a lot of ways, but you can also say that he's just an ambitious guy who like scrapes his knees and does anything he has to do to make stuff happen. And that's also, it's pretty commendable and respectable.
Totally, yeah. I think so how I viewed it, because like I said, I just observed from the outside looking in. Trying to just call my friend, hey, tell me why I should vote for Trump. Talk to people, hey, why should I? Why? Because I want to know why. I don't want to be like, vote for Kamala because, if you don't vote for her, you hate women.
Yeah.
Or you hate minorities. No. Or vote for Trump. If you vote for Trump, then you're sexist. You know?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I need
that
facts.
argument. Yeah, I need
policy, evidence.
I get the whole like he was convicted, stuff like that, impeached, all that. He's done terrible things. I believe most politicians do.
And haven't we all?
I don't think
to a
Kamala,
degree, right?
Biden, Obama, anybody, as much as I love Obama as his like personality
as
and how
a
he's
speaker,
speaker, great speaker, he's done some bad things.
Yeah. He's been involved,
Yeah, so what I notice is that I talk to my sister because she's liberal, she's younger, very vocal on that stuff, and I'm not trying to call you out, Kano, I love you, but we have conversations, hard conversation, and she gets more emotional. But I say it because what I saw, the state of our nation is so bad that people would rather vote for this guy whom people say he's a convicted whatever, all of this has done bad. They rather vote for this guy than let the next 4 years be blue again.
Yes, I know.
Blue Democrats are going over to the Republican side because like when you think about that, it's like
it's unprecedented. Yeah,
like yes, it would have been so awesome to have a woman president, a minority.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Like it would have been amazing. But I'm saying what Biden and I watched NBC during an election night, and if you don't know, that's like 100% blue. Then I flip between Fox and whatever.
Yeah.
Because like I like to see both sides.
Yes.
So I was watching mostly NBC, and they were saying like it didn't help that she would all her campaign was just trying to distance herself from Biden.
Yes.
And really just kind of more slander towards Trump than more like what we're gonna do to make the nation better.
And her thing that she that had put her behind was she did not do any person interviews.
Yeah, I heard
she didn't do podcasts.
No, nothing unscripted.
Unscripted. Yeah. Why?
I saw that.
That brings, a little bit of speculation on wait, why?
Yeah.
And so like for me too, brother, to like see things from a holistic perspective. A whole bunch of our work in Awaken Aloha is in DEI. We're all about being able to teach people in systems of equity and inclusion. Yes, this is crucial and important, yet, at the same time, international, these are bigger issues that are taking place on a global scale. 1, economy. 2, wars. If we have a horrible economy, everybody falls. If we get pushed into a World War II, everybody falls. 3. Everybody falls, right? And so this is important to keep in mind that really the health of the populace usually is dependent on the health of the economy. Did he have a good economy in his presidency, or did he inherit Obama's economy? Was that actually his economy? I don't know, right? But people are saying that economically, people thrived in Trump's presidency, Biden's presidency, it sucked. Okay, good, if that's enough. But we're going to have to now put him to the test to see if he has economic intelligence with how to build a country effectively. I don't think he fully does, but he has a team that does.
Exactly. I think, and I think
and you don't need to know everything.
Yeah, that's how I
if
always
you can
feel.
Build a team who knows everything.
I don't know how to do video. I don't know how to edit. I know how to talk. That's why I hired Jordan. That's why I built a team. I don't know how to do merch. I have a team. I don't know how to. I don't like being on media talking about money. I have a team.
Teams.
Exactly. And I think you're right that Trump built a super solid
great team who had influence.
Regardless of how you feel about those people, he, like you said, was a good team builder. And he's a smart guy.
Oh,
I mean,
he's freaking
if
smart in
Kamala
doing
would
that.
have done that,
Yeah.
yeah.
But hey, bro, I speak this on the record and I stand by this. If RFK was invited to that first debate live, he would be president right now.
Really?
Because he would bury the two candidates in debating and people would have seen. He wasn't invited because
I think
all of these TV networks.
Because he talks funny to people don't really like that.
Yeah, but it's because of what he speaks about, you know? So anyway.
Yeah, well,
you.
Yeah, again, just to wrap it up, do your research.
Yeah, do your research and
really,
stay pono.
really, stay pono. Don't hate people just because they have a different political view, different life view on you. We can still aloha somebody and see the world differently.
Yes.
You know, okay? So that's my message that I want to share with people.